Welcome to a brief introduction of addition strategies that can be used with elementary students. First of all, realize there is a difference between representations and strategies. They are not the same. These are different tools that can be used to help us with our strategies. These are the strategies. These tools can be used to help us with all of the different strategies. For addition, we're going to be looking at these different areas, looking for tens, picture proofs, magic fives, 50s, and 500s, break apart, or even big benchmark break aparts, number lines, column, expanded form, both vertically and horizontally, column using partial sums, and compensations. The first idea we're going to look at are looking for tens. If we look for tens, first of all, there are some things you need to know. You should know your partners to 10. You should also know some basic fun facts such as 1, 2, 3, and 4 add up to 10. So as I look at these, I give the students a page, or we just generate a lot of numbers and we write them on the whiteboard. Then we start crossing them off so they can say 2 plus 8 equals 10. They could say 1 plus 9 equals 10. They could do a 6, 3, and 1 and get a 10. Or a 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 and get a 20. A 6 and a 4 is another 10. A 7 and a 3 equals another 10. 6 and 7 is 13. And if I break that into a 7 and a 1, then 6 and 7 and 7 is a 20. Now I have a 9 plus 1 equals 10. 6 and 4 equals 10. 8, and I'm going to break that 4 into a 2 and a 2 and take one of the 2's to make a 10. Now I have 8 and that 2 equals a 10. A 9, I'll break that 3 into a 1 and a 2, and that equals a 10. And then 5 and 3 and 2 equal 10. So real quickly, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 50. So my total sum equals 150. This can just be done up on a whiteboard where you write a bunch of numbers up there and you have the kids find partners to 10 or just numbers that add up to 10 or 20. It's a great way to get them to look for tens. Using lots of dice is another great way to get them to look for tens. There's a fun dice roller where you can get up to 8 dice. And again, as the kids look at them, they look for 10. So if this was the roll, they would say 5 and 3 and 2 is 10. Plus that 6 would be 16. Super fun dice roller. Okay, then we have a magic 5, which really is just looking for the benchmark of 5. I'm going to start this in kindergarten and first grade. And as I look at an 8, I know it's a 5 plus a 3. And a 7 equals a 5 plus a 2. So I can show them that using their hands or reckon recs. Then I have 5 and 5 equals 10. And 3 plus 2 equals 5. So I have a 15. This is something I would start in first grade to really emphasize that benchmark of 5. Then as we get into second grade, I can still do it. I know that a 40 is a 40, and a 6 is a 5 plus a 1, a 30 plus a 5 plus a 4. Notice I'm still pulling out that benchmark of 5. because it makes it very easy. 40 plus 30 is 70. 5 and 5 is a 10. 4 plus 1 equals 5. 70 plus 10 is 80, plus 5 equals 85. All right, this one we have 77 plus 68. So we're actually going to be using benchmarks of 5 and 50. So inside that 70 is a 50 with a leftover 20. And a 7 is a 5 with a leftover 2. 60 is a 50 and a leftover 10. And an 8 is a 5 and a leftover 3. If we teach this early in the second grade, the kids get really good at knowing as soon as they see a number like 77 and 68 that it's over 100. They know that because there's a 50 inside both of them. So they're like, great, we know it's over 100 because it's more than 50 in both of them. So it's another way to help build their mental math. So 50 plus 50 is 100. They know that really well. 20 plus 10 equals 30. There's that 10 we've taught them to look for. And 3 plus 2 is 5. Add your like terms, meaning your numbers that are all in the tens. So we have 100 plus 40 plus 5. So it's expanded. And we're now going to write it in standard form. All right. We're still going to have magic 5 and 50. But we're in the hundreds, but there's not a 500, so it's just a 200 plus a 50. Now there aren't any extras, so I'm just going to put a 5 there to hold my, or a 0 there to hold my place, and then a 5 and a 4. For the 400, I put a 400 plus a 50. The reason I left that place there was so that 70 would be lined up. I want to make sure that the only thing in my 50 column and my 5s are 5s, 50s, or 0s. If there's not one, then I put a 0 there to hold the place. 400 plus 200 equals 600. Plus that 100 we made. Woo! And then we have a 20. 5 and 5 is that 10 we love. Plus a 4. Again, combine your terms. 600 plus 100 equals 700. 20 plus 10 equals 30 plus 4. It's now in expanded, and we'll write it in standard form. Again, by doing this, the kids get really good at knowing that this answer's in the 700s because they look in their hundreds and they know it's 600. They do a quick look in the tens and they know they both have a 50. So they know they're going to make an extra 100. Okay, now let's do a picture proof. Again, these should be introduced in kindergarten and first grade. Now in kindergarten, you're actually going to do them with concrete objects. Okay, we're going to have a 5 and a 2, and an 8 is a 5. Now notice, we are going to keep it with the 5 and a little more, which is why we also teach benchmarks of 5 and 50. So they know to always organize them nice and neat. 5 and 5, there's that 10 that we found before. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So the answer is 15. Now by first and second and third grade, we can now do this with bigger numbers. So we're going to draw 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're going to leave a space and do a 5 and the extra 3. We line them up so that our 10s are right below each other. There's our 50 and our extra 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our extra 1. Notice as we look at it, we know that's 100, so we box it like we do hundreds. There's a 10 and a 20 and our leftover 4. So it's in expanded. We'll write that in standard. And I do constantly reinforce to the students that this is expanded and I will write it in standard. I want them to know the difference of that really well. Okay, 179 plus 194. Again, we'll line up our 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, leave a space, 60, 70, leave a space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leave a space, and there's the extra 4. Put my 100 right underneath it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, leave a space, 60, 70, 80, 90, leave a space. I only have 4, so I'm going to put it under here. There's several ways you can do it, but I have 200, and I just made a 300. There's a 60. Now, this is only a 9, so I'm going to bring one of those down there. So now I have a 10. And there's my 3. Make sure you realize that that was only a 4, so I have to move one down there. So 300 plus 70 plus 3 equals 373 in standard form. Okay, break aparts. These can be started in kindergarten. Again, I'm going to start them using beads or 10 frames. Same with first grade. I'm going to start out with 9 in a 10 frame. So I will have 9 objects. And then I have another 10 frame. With 6 objects. And then the students can see that this one here needs to go over there to make our 10. So that we have 10 plus 5 equals 15. Again, make sure you're doing this with beads, with 10 frames, so it is definitely concrete. They need to understand what they're doing and that they're filling up that 10 frame. Okay, then in second grade, we get really good at these. And 39 still wants its partner, so I'm going to give it a 1. And I have a 7 left. Now, at first, I start out and I just say, kids, bring that 20 down. But after a while, what you can do is the kids will soon realize if I take 1 away from the 27, from the 28, I'm only going to have a 27 there. So 39 plus 1 equals 40 plus 27. Now, at the beginning of the school year, as a second grade teacher, I always make the kids write this as 40 plus 20 plus 7, because for a while we have to practice adding 40 plus 20 equals 60 plus 7. But after a few weeks or months, depending on your kids, they can pause at 40 plus 20 and then add the rest of it and get 67. Again, we can make it bigger. Now, notice we can look at this and know it's going over 100. So if you've taught your students, which you should, partners to 100, they know that 86 needs a 14. You can do a quick check with that and say 80 plus 10 equals 90. 6 plus 4 equals 10. So I have 100. So that means 55 minus 14 is 41. So we know that's 100 plus 41 equals 141. Make sure you're teaching partners to 100 to those second graders, because that will help them do a lot of math really good in their heads. Okay, now we can still go on and do partners to 100. So 76's partner to 100 equals 24. Again, notice 70 plus 20 equals 90. 6 plus 4 equals 10. So that equals 300, because I took it to the next 100. Now, 155 minus 24 equals 131. So I'm going to need to add 131 to that, which is an easy addition problem for second graders. So we get 431. great job with these first few ways to do some fun math. Come back and do part 2 with us and learn some more ideas.